Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this beautiful thanks note card for you. This is one of the cards that we're making in paper and ink cards in my Rolling Meadows home studio on October 25th. 2018, and I thought that if you're not local to the Chicago area, you might like to see how I made this beautiful thanks card. Let me go through the Stampin' Up! Supplies that I used to make the card with you. The Designer Series paper from the Country Lane Designer Series paper pack. Let me just really quickly show you some of the patterns in this pack. It's beautiful fall, florals, wood grain. Here's that gorgeous cotton blossom that we used today in the mint macaron. Blackberry bliss, like the old-fashioned ceiling tiles and dots. Here's a crushed curry cotton blossom that's a little bit bigger. All right, so those are the patterns in the Country Lane Designer Series paper. This gorgeous thanks greeting features this warm-hearted photopolymer hostess stamp set. I love this host set. It's got these great big greetings, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year, and all kinds of fun little doodads that you can use to customize your greeting. This stamp set is not available for purchase. It can only be earned on orders of $150 or more, either customer, workshop, or demonstrator. But the good news is, with those qualifying orders, Warm-Hearted can be yours for free. I also used my Nature's Roots framelits and Rooted in Nature stamp set for my leaves. I used this little group of 3 leaves here and the Nature's Roots framelits to cut it out. This is available in the 2018-2019 annual catalog, and it's currently available with a bundle discount of 10% if you buy both products together. And then for the background of my card base, I used mint macaron ink on mint macaron cardstock and stamped this little spatter with swirly bird. You can substitute any little background image you have. I just love this spatter, so that's what I chose. In addition to the leaves here, I used some gold foil and cut it out with the Sprig Punch. This is new to the 2018 holiday catalog. I love this punch. It's a great way to add a little accent. I also need a 1/2 inch circle punch. My Stampin' pads for this project are mint macaron and early espresso. Cardstock pieces, measurements are on the project sheet on the blog. If you're watching on YouTube, you can get to the blog and the link in the description. Once you're on the blog, embedded the project sheet is a link right below the embedded video. My Designer Series paper pieces are 3x3 and 1.5 by 3. I have a scrap of gold foil cardstock, and this is just big enough for 2 sprigs. And what we want to do is punch them as close to the edge as possible. We're going to punch one with the gold side up, and we're going to punch one with the white side up. And that's going to give us sprigs that kind of bend out in different directions. So if you look at these 2 guys here, you can see that they kind of drift off in opposite directions now. So there's our little gold foil. I'd say that was about a 2.5 inch square, maybe a 2.5 by 3 inch piece. All right, I also have some mint macaron cardstock. My card base is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4.25. And then I've got a piece that's about 1 3/4 inches by 4, and that's for stamping and cutting our leaves. All right, let me get the Stampin' Pierce mat and ink pads and we'll get started. Let's start with this little spatter from the swirly bird. And what we're gonna do is stamp up from where the Designer Series paper is gonna sit, up from the greeting, kind of up and off the card and then out towards the fold. And now this one, the same thing. We're gonna go down from the center and straight down, kind of off the card a bit, and then we're gonna pull it up a little bit and off to the side towards the fold. So just 4 little spatters. Get random if you like. Next I have the leaves from Rooted in Nature, and we're gonna stamp 2 of those so that they can be die cut. This is mint macaron on mint macaron. Next, our Whisper white panel. I don't think I gave you a measurement for that. 3 3/8 by 1.5 is what I've got here. The measurements are on the project sheet. You can print the project sheet and keep it or refer to it. All right, so I'm inking up my Thanks in early espresso, making sure that I've got really good coverage. And then I'm going to stamp it about centered and give it a second and let the ink transfer. This is a high contrast dark color on very light color cardstock, and we want a good solid image. Not too bad. All right, then I've got this little line doodad decoration. We're going to ink that up in mint macaron, and I'm going to place it so that the little starburst in the center is right over the center of the N. Stamp adds a fun little embellishment to the word. Gets you some multicolored detail too. All right, and you want that starburst at the bottom line to be lined up with the one on the top. And there's our little thanks greeting. Now, I'm gonna take my 1/2 inch circle punch here and just pop the corner into the punch and take off that little corner there, leaving kind of a ticket edge. I love a multitasker. 1/2 inch circle punch makes me happy, used as a ticket corner. All right, let me clear away the stamp pads and grab the Big Shot. Okay, here's my Big Shot set up for die cutting, and we're gonna pop in the little leaf framelit and cut these 2 sprig of leaves out. Okay, 2 passes through the Big Shot and I'm done. Let me clear away the Big Shot and we'll assemble this card. I'm going to start with my designer series paper and add a little dry adhesive to the back. You can use your choice. I've got Fast Fuse. Snail is going to work just fine for this application too. Now you want to, this has got a directional pattern, so you want to make sure that your cotton blossoms are growing upward. And I'm going to go about 1 inch from the top and apply my 3 by 3 piece here. And then finish with the wood grain. And we got our little thanks panel here. This one seems to be just a little bit long, so I'm gonna let it hang off the edge a little bit. What I want to do here is kind of tuck my leaves the way that I want to see them come out from under the banner. We're kind of dry fitting at this point, no adhesive. We're just putting things where we like to see them. Okay, so I've got my Stampin' Dimensionals and I'm going to cut a few of them in half, and then just using a little half dimensional, I'm going to secure the very edge of those sprigs. Now I want to still make sure that the dimensionals are going to be covered when I add my thanks greeting, but we've got them kind of secured this way. See, and the dimensionals are covered. Little sprigs and leaves look good. Now at this point we can take multi-purpose liquid glue and just lift these guys, knowing that they're secured exactly where we want them to peek out. Add a little multi-purpose liquid glue to the back and give them a secure down. Now I don't secure all the way to the end of the leaves and the sprigs. I want them to hang free just a little bit. I want them to look dimensional, look like they're loose and just secured by that thanks. So I let the ends still drift up a little bit. My multi-purpose liquid glue is concentrated kind of at the base of the leaves and sprigs. All right, so we got that the way we like it. Let me add a dimensional kind of at either end here, and peel the release papers. Okay, dimensionals are all sticky, and I think my Thanks banner's a little bit long. Yeah, I'm not sure why this particular kit got cut a little bit long, so I'm gonna just let it hang off the edge a little bit. No big deal. Position it where we like it. Make sure it's nice and straight before we burnish down. And then in this case, I'm just gonna flip, and I'm going to cut the Whisper white cardstock with my scissors right along the folded edge of the card, using that as my straight edge guide. And there's our thanks greeting. This beautiful thank you card features the warm-hearted photopolymer stamp set. If you've got any questions about Stampin' Up, about the host rewards, about paper and ink cards in my Rolling Meadows home studio, email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.